I have to build this form under 30 minutes, and if there is some error inside form like name field is empty, if I click on submit, it should give an error name is required, and if I won't click any of these skills, then also it should give an error. So this question will be asked in machine coding round for React. So let's start the timer for 30 minutes. So I have this Vite. I use Vite to create React app, and let me remove all these unnecessary things from here. Use state, and let me create one component. Inside component we can create form.jsx, and what I can do is const form. I am not using shortcut to create component. I am using manually typing. Export default form. So what it should return, it should return JSX. I can use div as a parent, then inside we use form. Let me zoom. Form, and you can give title form with validation. Let's go. There is nothing, so I have to put this form. Yes, there is form with validation. Then what we can do, form inside we can put label. First is name, email, gender, skill. Name, put type will be text, placeholder, enter name, id, id and html4 to access the input. If we click on the name, it should focus on the name input only. It's working, as you can see. Let me put br to look good. I am not using css for this exercise. Then we can put double br to make more space. Name, then email, 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 id also email, enter email, mail, text. This will be email. Yes, email is working, name is working. Gender, next let me put double br for separate. Next gender, we don't need gender. html4 input. What we can do, value will be male, id will be male, and type will be radio. Let put use name attribute also. uh, we can use this name attribute or not, but let me put a name also. We can see in the we need label for male. HTML4 we can use later. This name, gender, Radion, not radio, Radion, value will be female, and ID female, female, female. Let's see, male female working, fine. Let's put one BR and separate this. Then what we can do, next, male female, then skills, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, skills, we can use this label, skills, input type, checkbox. Let use name also here, skills. What we need, value, HTML, CSS, HTML, ID also, let me use ID, label, HTML, this is HTML. No, let's not put BR for separating all the skills. Let me use in one line HTML, CSS, 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 JavaScript, JavaScript goes here. This is also ID, JavaScript. Let use camel case for ID. Okay, let's see how like form, HTML, CSS, JavaScript working fine, and 23 minutes left. Let's put submit button. Okay, so UI complete within 5 minutes. Button not put submit. So by default type will be submit, because we use this button inside form, and we can use on submit. We can use handle submit function. Okay, inside component only we can separate logic. If we have more time, we can use logic inside component only. For now we can use event.prevent default, so it will not refresh. Prevent default. Okay, there is no error on submit. Yes, not reload. Let me use BR to look good. Yes, now form look fine. I'm not using use state. Why? Because this is complex logic, and we have to use multiple state for each input. We can use use state, and we can put object inside, and we can use that logic also, but that will be not like good way to code. Cons like form and set form we can put here, and we can like change the state using this set form. But there is better way, like we can use reducer for, like if we using multiple state, or if we have complex logic, we can use reducer, so it will provide good code readability. That's why I'm using use reducer. Take reducer function. What should I give a name? Form reducer, then initially name empty, email empty, gender empty skills. You can I hope you can see on the screen. Skills will be empty array, and we can create reducer function const from reducer, and reducer function, and it have state, this initial state, and whenever we change, it will change based on the return. Every time this state will change, and we can provide action on every input. So this will be like providing new value. We can use here switch case. If you use redux, then you can familiar with reducer function. What we can do here, we can destructure action that have type and payload. Action type payload. Let me use one on change on input. On change, we can provide one function handle name, so we can use one function for every input, but we can like use separate function for every input for more code readability. We can pass dispatch. We have to use this as a dispatch, uh, and we can pass the object. Type will be, we can create like name. Let me use all caps, name. Payload will be that value, event.target.value, event.target.value. So these things we are destructuring here. We can see type. So we can match the condition, set a case 1. If name, then do this. What do? Return new object, because we know that object pass the reference, so we can't modify the object. We have to pass the new object, otherwise component won't re-render. So that's why here we can return new object every time. Name payload. There are many input like email, gender, skill. Email, gender, skills. Here email payload, here gender, here it will be skills. So we have to provide a name same as like this initial state, so it will overwrite that previous value, or it can add. If it's not match anything, then we can pass a default case that will return this state only. Okay, how much we have? 16 minutes. Okay, we have to use. So here problem is that we haven't used control component because we use only on change. If we use value here, then it will bind with that state and it called as a control component. Form dot name, this name. Then we can use let me create every function for name, email, gender and skill. Name, email, gender and skill. We can pass this on change on email input. handle email. Next is gender, so handle gender. Same for next radio button input. And for skill, handle skills for all three checkbox. handle skills handle skill for this input also, and this last input also. We have to use value for all to make control component email. And we can use checked for, like, it will check if there is form dot gender is equal to male, then it should checked by default. And if it's female, then it will checked. Similar for like skills is a array. Skills dot uh, includes HTML. If there is HTML, then it should be selected inside this skill array. Next, if there is CSS, then select this checkbox. If inside skill there is JavaScript, then select this. So if I put JavaScript, it should select by default. Let me put initial value JavaScript. So by default, yes, as you can see, we can't uncheck, so it's JavaScript. What we can do next, yes, we have to change the name. What is the name? Email. For this, handle email. And gender, the last is skills. Let's see form is working or not. Form, if we go console, let me refresh. So all the empty. If I type my name, there is my name working. You can see on the console email is working. You can see male and female also working. You can see male and female both are selected female. If I click HTML, then it will select only one. So issue here, whatever the last selected will be selected. So we have to pass the array. We have to manage the logic inside reducer function. What we can do is we can pass the like checked value. We can destructure event dot target, and we can pass the checked and value as the object, checked and value, and we receive here payload as checked value, and we destructured the payload. Skill, we have to pass the array, so let me use if it's checked. So if it's checked, then return skills, then use previous value also, like state dot skills, use previous value also inside function, then that new value. And else condition, let me mention else condition. Skills, we can filter like state dot skills dot filter. If it's not match that skill with value, then return true. Otherwise, if it's match and unchecked, then don't put inside array. Okay, let's see it's working or not. Let me click. So here it's show the all the array. What is the problem? Checked. Skills value. Let me select HTML. Yes, now it's working fine. I think there is some previous issue, that's why now it's working fine. All three skills, if I remove anyone, then it will show two skills, then only one. Now it's checkbox working fine. We have 8 minutes to solve like validation. Remove use state. What we can do, we can create one errors object, and we can create one function validation. Error function, let me just const error function, and if form, we can use here like trimmed value will be trimmed name, so we don't want to add like space. If someone put space, trimmed name form dot name dot trim, then it should not put space as a value. If not trim, then we can like create one object const new error empty object. We can create new error dot name is equal to name is required. Similar for all. Email trimmed email gender. We don't need gender, but let put gender also, because we have to like select, so it will like provide some value. But if we don't select, we don't need to use like trim, but let me put trim also. Email is required and trim gender. Then here email error gender error. Then we can use like form dot skills dot length less than 1, then skill is required. You can put many like checks like length, name length, email length inside else if, but for now, for 5 minutes, let me use this only. We can set error like using dispatch. We can, we have to use other error case. Error, all the error, you can pass error payload as object. Yes, dispatch. What is type? Error. What is payload? Payload is new error. Then it should like return true or false. Like if we have to check, like if there is no error, object dot values. If there is zero error, values dot length greater than 0, then there is error. So we can use this validation before, like using post API before submitting data. If in validation there is some error, this is true, we can use like if there is no error, then console.log form submitted. Let's see, 2 minutes left, and let me put my name, email, and mail 89. Let me remove console 89 form. Form submitted. If I remove, then form won't submitted. So let me put the all the error, form dot error. We can destructure here, const form dot errors or error, only error. Let me use error. Let's have a name or let me use error below the error name. You can put the red color also. So let's check and let's check first condition, skill is required. Why? Length form skills, gender may remove. Yes. If I want put name, it says skills is required. I use name, then why not work? Error dot name, Yes, here we have to pass the skill error. Now it should say name is required. Yes, we solved. We have 16 second. So I think I passed the like this machine coding round. They will provide like 45 minutes also, but now I have to just put all this same error below all the input. So I built the component like form in given time, email and gender. Here gender, gender, last is skill. Skill error. So now it will give all the error. Name is required for skill. For gender, gender is required. As you can see, if I click on submit, all the required I have to fill, otherwise form won't submitted. If I click on HTML, skill required error go away. If I click on gender, gender is required. Why? Yes, we have to use here gender. Now gender is gone away. Email is gone away. Now if I click on submit, it should say form is submitted. So all things working fine. If I remove again, there is error, name is required. So I solved OBS say 32 minutes, but I solved in under like 30 minutes. So what I do here, what I did here is like use reducer for like not using multiple state. This is only single state, that is object, and we have complex logic that I separated inside the reducer function, and I use control input and use on change function for every input to make code more readable. So everything working fine. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. So thank you.